There, how you doing? Aileen Gallagher here, and today I wanted to talk to you for a couple of minutes, really, about an objection. Well, not so much an objection, but a question or concern that prospects or clients that I speak to about business coaching and about working with me that they have. And that concern or that question is, what can someone like you possibly teach me about my business or about my industry? And I was actually reminded of this last week. I was having a coaching meeting with a client of mine. We were reviewing quarter three results for this year, and he's had a 43% increase in his sales in the last quarter, in the last 3 months since we've been working together. And he's thrilled with the results, and there's loads of other positive things happening for him and for his business. So it's always great to get that feedback and get those results. He's a brilliant client. He's doing the work, and um, you know, it's all good. But he added the comment then after he was talking about these results, and he said something like, "And to think that I was so hesitant about working with you because you knew absolutely nothing about our industry." And I started thinking about it afterwards, and I was thinking that's probably something that either somebody, sometimes they'll say that directly to me and they'll ask me that question, how can you possibly help us when don't know an awful lot about the day to day tasks of our industry. And certainly, if they don't ask me outright, they're probably thinking that. So something I just decided to chat to you today about. And I suppose the reality is that I'm not an expert in the day to day tasks of many of the businesses that I work with. I learn a lot about them actually while I'm working with them, but I don't start. It definitely doesn't start off that way. But the thing is, you as a business owner are an expert in your area of business. What I am is an expert in um, growing healthy, profitable businesses, and you can be that expert, whether it's a roofing company or whether it's a IT writing software programs or a solicitor's company. I've worked with everything from manufacturing, retail, services, professional type businesses, and I know that I can still help each one of those people and those businesses grow, regardless of not knowing about the actual work of the business. And why is that? It's because, well, there's two answers to this question, and the first part is that I am using a proven system that knows the order of steps that has to be put in place to grow healthy, profitable businesses. So sometimes when somebody gets beyond that 1 to 2 year mark in their business, when they have got to a point where they've done everything that they needed to do. When you're starting a business, you do whatever you have to do to get to just surviving and getting past that. When you get to that point when you say, okay, you know what, I'm ready for something more, or maybe it is that you've been in business for 10 or 15 years already and you want to either scale it or you want to do things different. It's not operating at the point that it needs to be. So I know that when someone comes to that point, there is an order of steps that need to be put in place in order to be able to scale this business with ease and without overwhelm. And because I know that, I can get remarkable results with business owners without having to know about the work of their businesses. Because I know that when someone is ready and someone's ready to move into taking action and get serious about getting results for themselves and their business, the first of all is there has to be a foundation that's laid. In that foundation, there's a few things that needs to happen. Few things. First being, you need to have mastery of your destination. You need to know as a business owner where you're going, what do you want to do with this business, what's the reason why you want to grow it, and what is that going to bring for yourself personally. Secondly, you need to have awareness of your own performance, your own productivity, where your time is going, where your team members' time is going. And that's really kind of a whole area of self management, knowing what you need to actually do to focus on and go through that with that person. Again, regardless of what type of business, this the foundation need to be put in place with each and every business owner. So we have that self-management part, which is like includes time management, but it's basically about how do we increase our performance, how do we increase our productivity, and how do we do things in such a way that we're focusing on the right things. The third area that needs to be put in place is the mastery of the money. We need to ensure that we're focusing, we know exactly where we stand financially. We know what's working. We know we're not just relying on anybody else to give us this information, whether that's accountant, financial controller. We need to have enough information to make the decisions in our business. We need to have a dashboard of where all that stands, and we need to put that in place and have it there with visible to us with ease. And the fourth thing that we need to have in place in that foundation is the whole thing about having a consistency in the way that we deliver our products, our services, that there's a certain consistency, there's a certain level, there's a process to how we put that in place so that we cannot scale a business until we have that foundation in place. Again, that's regardless of any business, that foundation has to be there, destination, where we're going, um, the self-management and time management, the money mastery, and the mastery of how we deliver our products and services. That has to be in place regardless of any business. That's something that I coach that business owner through. So when we have that in place, the next level then is to then increase the sales and the profitability beyond that basic level, right? And this is a system I used, guarantee that will increase, that if applied and scaled in the right way, we increase the profitability of at least 64% in the business and beyond. So the way that works is every business needs more leads, more inquiries, needs to have people finding out about the products and services of their business. Every business needs a process for converting those leads or inquiries or people that are interested, and they have to be doing it in a way that there's a procedure for ensuring that it's the highest, you have the highest potential of converting those leads, prospects, inquiries into customers. When we have these customers, we need to have a way of helping them to helping to increase their average spend. Then we also need to have processes in place in order to ensure that these customers come back to us, that they come and they do business with us again. And we do that through making sure that we have processes and procedures to ensure really good levels of customer service, as well as marketing strategies that is going to bring that customer back more often. And the fifth way of increasing the profitability and sales in the business is looking at the overall margins, of the business as a whole, but also of each and every product and service that we're our area of products that we're selling, so that we can look at all of those things individually, know our numbers in the area, and then are able to zero in and focus into where the most attention and most focus and where the most opportunity is for improvement. So in that way, regardless of what type of business it is, I know that I can get results. If somebody is interested in growing their business, or sometimes it's not even in growing or scale, and maybe sometimes it's right, I want to get really lean here, I want to increase the profitability and run a better, more high performing business, or I want the business to be a vehicle for something that will either work without me, or a vehicle for future financial freedom, all of those different type of things. So that's why I do not need to be an expert in what it is that you do, because I am helping you more so an expert in the area of why you do what you do, and that makes more sense as we work together. So that's one reason. So the second reason why someone like me can help somebody who's been in business for 10-15 years, and that's where this concern comes from, going, okay, how can this person who knows nothing about us, about what we do, or about what the type of business help us? In many cases, it's actually an advantage for you as a client that I don't know anything about the day-to-day I suppose intricacies of what needs to happen and the work of your business, the technical, because I don't come with any preconceived notions or beliefs about what's acceptable and what's not acceptable in in your business. I'm thinking of examples where, like, I've questioned, well, why wouldn't you ask for money up front, or why wouldn't you ask for a deposit, or why can't you do direct marketing? Because sometimes when we are, I suppose, blindsided in our business, we cannot see what I or somebody external that's not involved can see, or can, and ask you the questions and give you the insights. And that brings me to the second reason why, um, that I can help a business when I don't know anything about the business. I am an expert in how the mind works and how the mind doesn't work. How your level of thinking and what you're thinking is can either move you forward or bring you back. So I have, you know, coach business owners who have businesses 10 times the size of mine, in terms of revenue. I coach business owners who are really, really successful. They maybe do elite sports or competitions, or take part in these kind of, they've done loads of charity work, or they've done fundraising, and they've been personally successful in loads of different areas of their life, not just in their business. But regardless of what level of success or what level we are in our life or our business, and that's very objective to each person as to where they are, we all have our blind spots. We all are looking at our life and our world from, I suppose, from we're seeing our world in a unique way to us, and we're seeing it based on our past experiences, our beliefs, both our limiting beliefs and our empowering beliefs. We're seeing it from a place of our values, what's important to us. So that's unique, and that's coupled with, what we all become stuck at some point, regardless of where we are. We cannot see our own blind spots. So when we're aware of the person that we're working with, or the person that I'm working with, either they have become stuck at a point, they want to move forward, they're not making the progress they want um, at the rate that they wanted, or they have a bigger vision for where they want to go with their life and with their business, that they just can't seem to get the plan in place, or work out why it is that they get so far and then they come back again. And when you're coupled with how you can only make decisions based on what the experiences that you've had so far. So sometimes you have to have that help from the outside, from someone who can see your blind spots, who can see what is actually stopping you, and can ask you those questions that will give you the powerful insights. And that's where the real transformation comes. You see any elite athlete or business leader or world leader, they all have coaches. And it's not so much that those coaches are in any way more talented or that are successful than those the athletes or leaders themselves. But we all need somebody who can see our blind spots and ask the powerful questions that will help us move forward. And that's where the real transformation comes from. So hopefully that might answer that question that you'd have. Okay, how can somebody who doesn't know anything about my business help me? And the answer is, as I've said there, about I am not an expert in your business, but I am an expert in growing healthy, profitable business, and the systems and the processes and the change is internally that are required in order to be able to do this, because I'm working with people, not with businesses. And the second area is I understanding that, because I understand how the mind works, how the mind doesn't work, and how your level of thinking can either move you forward or hold you back completely. And it's having that awareness to be able to help you to have the insights that unblocks and helps you have the real true transformations. So hope you that answers some of the questions. If you have any other questions about that, or if you're at a place in your business where you think, right, okay, maybe you could maybe just explore, or you're curious about how business coaching could help you, send me a message and we'll have a quick chat, and we'll take it from there. Okay, thanks for listening today, and I hope you got something from that. Bye for now.